Hi guys, welcome to Monday's Coffee Curiosity lockdown video. Last episode I asked guys to ask me some questions about how to homebrew coffee. I had a couple of questions come in. So the first one is, how do I go about making coffee at home with no coffee machine? All I have is a cafetiere and a percolator. Last episode I did suggest going to coldblowcoffee.co.uk. There are roasters and they've got a series of brew guides on their website. They actually don't have one for a percolator or a cafetiere, so I will, in the next video, I will do a how to brew a perfect cafetiere video. I say perfect, probably won't be perfect. Brew a good cafetiere in the next video. When it comes to a percolator, we at the shop use a Moccamaster. However, I have lent that to our other barista to use in isolation. So what I'll do is see if I can get hold of the spare one from our shop and maybe do one that way. We'll see. But the cafetiere, I'll post one on Wednesday on how to do the perfect cafetiere. Then the next question we had was spam. We got some spam saying that congratulations, I'd won an iPhone. That was real helpful. And then another one is V60 or Clever Dripper. I've never used a Clever Dripper. I think I've once had one out somewhere. I think I was in a vegan restaurant in Twickenham where all the coffee was served in a Clever Dripper, but it wasn't great and I've never bought one or played with one. I'd love to give one a go, so I don't know, but I do know you can make an amazing coffee with a V60, and it's my preference for a pour over coffee is the V60. So I'm going to go with a V60, but keeping in mind I could be wrong. I've never used a Clever Dripper. So that's my answer, I'm afraid. Next one is, how can I make a banging latte? Well, I don't know about banging, but if you've not got an espresso machine at home or a steam wand, it's going to be difficult. In the first lockdown video we did, I showed how to make a frothy coffee at home, which is a way of making like foam milk at home without an espresso machine. Now you can skim a lot of the foam off of that and do some very basic latte art if you want to, but to be honest, without a proper espresso machine, making a proper latte is going to be quite difficult at home. And then the last question I've got for us today is from the Coffee Shop Photographer, who's a blogger who pretty much visits, I think, every coffee shop he can get to at any one time. So he's probably sitting at home at the moment playing with his own coffee setup, desperate to go out and photograph coffee shops. And he asks, the last two espressos I've made were 32 grams out and 30 seconds, but both were bitter. Help. Really difficult to diagnose an espresso without all of the details. I needed to know how much grams went into the portafilter. He actually told me it was 17, which is a really low dose. So I imagine that's a really fine grind. Probably the first thing you'd want to do is probably make that a lot coarser to reduce some of that bitterness. And then, I mean, I'd also probably up that dose. So I normally aim between 18 and 18.5 grams. That's sort of the sweet spot for me. Although recent times in the shop we've been hitting slightly higher than that, with sort of like 18.8 and 18.9s have been sort of the common trial range that we've been using in the morning when we're setting up. So first thing I would do is make that coarser, and then I'd probably increase the grind. But when you're changing espresso, dialing in, you only want to make one change at a time. So probably first espresso I would make that coarser, and second espresso I would up that dose. So that's all the questions we have at the moment. And then for the last part of the video, I just wanted to mention at Garage Coffee, who are a local roaster and coffee shop that I've previously worked for myself. All of their staff and owner Luke have set up a podcast called Dialed In Podcast, which you can also visit at Dialed In Podcast. They posted their first episode, I think today, or it may have been yesterday, which is them talking about how COVID-19 has affected them, but also interviewing Kate Foreman, who's the owner of the Post Room in Deal and Hut 55 in Deal. And you can visit both of those shops of their own Instagram group on their Instagram, which is at the Post Room Deal and at Hut 55 Deal. And they have a really interesting conversation about how the business started. Hey, Lockie. Yeah?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
Yeah.
Can you wait 2 minutes for food?
No.
Yeah, just give me 2 minutes and we'll get some food.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want some acrobats?
Yeah.
Cool. He's going to go and watch some acrobats for some minute and I'm going to finish this video and then get him some food. So that's it for today. That's my son. Stay in, stay safe and go team. I'm leaving that in. I'm not doing it again.